I'm here at the Maria Edgeworth Centre in Edgeworthstown in Longford, and I'm with the manager, Matt. Hi, Matt.
Hello, Rachel. You're very welcome to Edgeworthstown.
And how long have you been involved with the centre?
Well, the centre officially opened in 2019, but it was a collection belonging to a society, the Edgeworth Society, which was established in 1969. And incidentally, it was a lady from Belfast that came to Edgeworthstown and couldn't understand that there was nothing about Maria Edgeworth or the Edgeworth family remembered in Edgeworthstown. And she set up the society, and my father was a member of it. And it thrived for a number of years and laid the groundwork for what we're doing today. And then in 2019, we decided to have more civic engagement and open up our collection once we got the premises here.
Well, I mean, obviously you're in a really interesting building, being one of the oldest national schools. How did you get that property?
Yeah, well, the property actually belonged to the Edgeworth estate.
All right.
And through a lot of research, we discovered that the Butler family, Merlin Butler's family in Oxford, were the legal owners of the building, and we wrote to them and we asked them if they would hand over the building, which they kindly did.
Oh, wow!
for just the legal costs we covered. Oh. And then that could have been 20 years ago, and then it served for community purposes for many years. And then when we decided we were going to open the centre, when the Edgeworth Society was set up in 1969, we still have all the records, and their two main aims were to have a library in the town and a museum dedicated to the Edgeworth family, and particular Maria Edgeworth, and we've achieved both now. We have a wonderful library which opened in 2021 and we opened in 2019.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
We're welcoming visitors from all over the world.
And what's the most exciting thing in your collection?
Well, to me, there's three main things that I love everything that's in it, but the main things is Joseph Johnson's original final draft of Practical Education, which Richard Lovell signs off on.
Yeah, I saw that. Very good.
Yeah, so that's a very, very rare item going back to 1798. Yeah. I'm not sure if you saw upstairs, there's a collection of letters that have been edited in America. And they're letters that don't appear very often in public. Oh, right. I haven't seen them now, and Valerie Packingham hasn't used any of them. But in 1812, Maria Edgeworth wrote The Absentee. And in The Absentee, she had a character by the name of Mordecai, who was a Jewish coachmaker in London. And she stereotyped Mordecai as the typical Shakespearean Shylock. Oh. And incidentally, at the same time, a young 20-year-old girl in a school in North Carolina, which her father had set up, a school for girls, was using The Absentee as a textbook. And her name was Mordecai, and she was a Jew.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, and she plucked up the courage to write to Maria, and that started a relationship between the Edgeworth family, Rachel and Maria first, until both their deaths. And then it continued on for over 100 years with other members of the family. And in 2023, we were contacted by a member of the Mordecai family in North Carolina saying that they had one of the missing letters that Maria had sent to Rachel, and they'd love to donate it to the museum.
Oh, amazing.
And on top of that, there's a section of a letter from Sir Walter Scott. And
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And the circumstances of that letter was, we discovered in all of the letters that Rachel had written to Maria saying that she was an admirer of Walter Scott, and she'd love a copy of his handwriting and his signature if possible. And Maria clipped off the bottom of a letter she had received from Sir Walter Scott and sent it to Rachel, and that now is returned here to Edgeworthstown. And in the letter that Maria sends to Rachel, she says, there are very few people in the world, including members of my family, that I would give this to. And I think the final thing then is the because of the relationship between Honora and Richard Lovell, the medallion that Josiah Wedgwood made for him.
Yeah.
And for that to return here to Edgeworthstown over 200 years.
It is amazing.
It's amazing. So we have a lot of other things. Recently we discovered that she was the first Irish author to be published in America. And we discovered in our collection 2 books here signed by Harper's, the Harper brothers, who were their publishers in America. And Wikipedia actually credits Harper's with their first Irish publication was for Oscar Wilde. But we'll have to correct that.
Absolutely.
Because we have the books that were...
To prove it.
To prove it, and the signature.
The other thing I noted, thing of note, that was the photograph of Maria Edgeworth.
That's right, yeah. Well, Michael Packingham Edgeworth, her youngest stepbrother, was in India, and he was experimenting with photography at the time, and he took a selfie of himself, which you've seen in there as well, and we believe that's the first selfie ever taken in the world. And he was friendly then with a guy in London that had bought the rights from a guy in Paris for photography, and they were experimenting with photography, and they invited Maria over, and she writes a letter about it. Took a whole day to take the photograph.
Amazing.
And that photograph was taken 3 years before a photograph was taken of an American president.
Wow.
Now, so that's in the National Portrait Gallery in London, the original. We can't claim one. Not yet.
But even a copy is great to see.
Yes, a copy is great to see. Yeah, it is great to see.
Well, thank you very much, Matt, for enthusing about the collection. I've certainly learned a lot more about Maria Edgeworth today.